All right, welcome back to the Farm Monitor and to another edition of Meals from the Field. Tracey and I kind of disagree on this. I say if you're looking for healthy recipes this month, then keep surfing. Tracey's like, no, don't say that. We do have healthy recipes.
We do. We have fruit, we have nuts, we have some bread. What's not healthy about that?
All that said, good to see you again, Tracey.
You.
Dr. Tracey Brigman, as always, with us. But yeah, so we're doing cherries this month. We've never really done cherries before, so let's dive into it.
All right, so we're going to start out with an appetizer. It's a cherry pecan ricotta bruschetta. That's a pecan, one of those. That's a long title. I have a French loaf, a French baguette that we cut in half lengthwise and then in half to make 4 pieces. And then I brushed it with some olive oil and I broiled it in the oven for about 5 minutes. So you can see it's nice and golden brown. So this is our base for our bruschetta. Right. So then we're going to finish with the toppings and then start assemble. So in this bowl, I want you to put the 8 ounces of ricotta cheese. Okay. And to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. And that's going to be the base of our bruschetta that we're going to put on the bread.
There we go.
I think so. So that looks pretty. So again, that's the base to our bruschetta. So we're going to take a knife or a spatula, whatever most easily helps you spread, and we're going to spread each piece of the bread with our ricotta and honey mixture. So we're going to do all 4 pieces like that. And then in this bowl, I have 2 cups of cherries that have been pitted and halved and pitted. And then I put them in the broiler. I drizzled them with olive oil, put a little sprinkle of salt on it. I put them in the broil. I put them on the second shelf. Normally when you broil, you're on the top shelf as close to the broiler element as possible, but these, because I didn't want them to brown, I put them on the second shelf. They were in there for about 10 minutes. They just needed to be softened. So again, that's 2 cups. And then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Go ahead and give that a stir. And then we're going to put some of that on top of our honey ricotta. That's why I have the parchment paper, so we can make a mess, and then when we serve it, we can pull the parchment paper off and I don't have to clean the plate again. You can do both of these, the cherries and the pecans, on the stove top, but I like putting stuff in the oven because then I was able to measure my other ingredients while it was in there. So again, these were toasted at 350 for about 8 to 10 minutes, and you're just going to sprinkle that on top. And then this is 2 tablespoons of honey, and we want to, I don't know if that's easy or this, but we want to drizzle it a little bit. Yep. Then we have this is the zest from half a lemon. Whenever you are using zest and the juice, you make sure you wash your lemon, but then zest it first, because once you cut it, it's really hard to get the zest off of it. So I zested it before I juiced it, and so a little bit, that's for all 4.
That's for all 4.
So sprinkle some lemon zest. And then to top it off, we have some chopped mint. So again, we're going to sprinkle that on top. There is your cherry pecan ricotta bruschetta. Super simple.
So the cherry theme continues, and this is where Tracey and I really disagree because we're doing cobbler. How was that healthy?
Now, this one truly is a dessert, but it still has cherries in it. It has fresh fruit. So that's always good, right? So we're going to do a chocolate chip cookie cherry cobbler. So do you like chocolate covered cherries?
Love them.
That's what it's going to taste like with a cookie. Chocolate chip cookie crumble on top. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients. Well, actually, we're going to make sure our oven and our pan's ready. So this is an 8-inch square pan. You can use 8-inch or 9-inch, but I buttered it. And my oven is preheating to 350. So now we're going to start with our dry ingredients. So over here I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And I'm going to add to that 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. And then just give that a whisk because we don't want the baking soda just in one spot. And then we're going to set that to the side because we want to do our wet ingredients next. So in this bowl, I have 4 tablespoons of butter that I melted, and I'm letting it cool a little bit because I'm going to add egg, and if I don't let it cool, I'm going to have scrambled egg, and that's just not good in a cobbler. So this is melted, 4 tablespoons melted butter. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar, and then 1/3 cup of regular granulated sugar. And then this is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then this is 1 egg.
1 egg.
And then I want you to mix that together till it's well combined. Once that's well combined, we are going to sprinkle the flour and baking soda mixture into that. Sprinkle. Once we have that mixture well combined, then we're going to add 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So go ahead and mix that in until that is well combined. All right, so let's put that to the side. And now we're going to put together our cherry filling. This is 6 cups of cherries that were halved and pitted. And to that we're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Pinch. Just a small. And go ahead and mix that together. All right, so once you have the cherry filling mixed, you just want to make sure that your flour, your sugar, and everything is distributed. You're going to pour that into my prepared baking dish. And then we're going to put the chocolate chip cookie topping on. And then once I have this cookie dough on top, I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. You want the cherries to be bubbling, and then you want the cookie dough to be browned off and cooked through.
2 very simple recipes you can find by logging on to farm-monitor.com, going to the top of that page, clicking on that recipe section, and again, everything is listed out there for you in detail. Like I tell people, if I can do it, then you can too. Tracy's a great teacher. She's taught me a lot. Got mad at me a few times because I haven't been doing stuff correctly, but we always fix that, don't we?
That's right, you're learning.
All right, Tracy, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, and we will see you next month. Enjoy.